There we go. Welcome in. So I was saying to a blank screen, this has been an absolutely insane market. Absolutely insane. We have seen things go from really, really high to really, really low and everything in between. It has been absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. Now, with that being said, is there an opportunity to trade volatility? Yes, that's what we did. Now, I'm going to show you what I did with my trades yesterday. I was able to exit my 4 trades, and it wasn't because I timed anything perfectly. It's because I kind of had an idea what Trump was going to do with China, and I thought it was going to happen on Friday. I thought it was going to happen tomorrow. I didn't think it was going to happen yesterday. It happened to happen yesterday. But it was also these different support levels that I was at. So I had some people texting me and saying, this was on... Today's Thursday. Yes. So this was on Tuesday. And they were saying, should I short Apple? Should I short Apple? Should I short this? Guys, I say this all the time. It's very, very difficult to short the leaders. Very difficult. Now, you may be saying, well, everything was up yesterday. Yes, everything was up yesterday. But look at something like Apple. It was up 14 or 15% to close the day. Do you think that's normal for Apple in one single day? Look at the previous couple days with Apple. It was down 5, 6, 7%. That's a lot, but it's 5, 6, 7%, not 14%. These things can change on a dime. The stocks that lead the market the stocks that lead the market up are going to be the leaders on the way down. It works like that every time. It's going to work like that for the rest of your life. So get used to that. So let me pull up my charts here. The first thing I want to do is look at the major indices. So if you're not familiar with me, welcome in. My name is Mo. Sorry I was late. I got my trading view charts right here. I'm going to run through them real quick. So I'm not even going to pay attention to the daily chart because we're so far below major moving averages. This white line is a 200-day moving average. It doesn't even matter at this point. So the real focus should be support levels. Now, if we just come and see and just start drawing in some support levels. So obviously, this is a big support level. This is probably the biggest next support level right here, followed by this one right here. So people are saying, can the market go down more? 100% it can go down more. These are your next legs down that I'm showing you right now. These are your next legs down for the market right here. And maybe, probably those 2 lines right there. That's probably what it is. So right now you can see we bounced there. So if we drop below where we were at a low of yesterday, you're going to come down here to 40, call it 4,800. You could possibly go to 4,500. Then it's a big drop. It's down from 4,500. It's 200 points down to 4,300 to 4,150, 3,900. This can happen because everybody said this can't happen. Well, it happened. It happens quite often. So you need to be aware of where the market can fall, but you also need to be aware of where support levels are. So this is why I exited my trades yesterday. So when I zoomed out of my charts and I said, okay, we're at a pretty strong support level right here. I think Trump was going to make a pause on tariffs. I did think that was going to happen the entire time to the countries that bent the knee. That was the majority of the world, except for the Chi-Coms. And that's exactly what happened. The Chi-Coms wouldn't bend the knee. Everybody else did. And here you are. You had a nice rebound yesterday. Market had its 9th best day in American market history. Now, let's go here. SkyWest. So SkyWest, you can see, it hit that support level down here. And I said, could have been argued to take profits there. I didn't. I ended up taking them on yesterday morning. So I got lucky. I didn't get caught in this, but I do think this can come back down. I don't think these trades are necessarily over. Same with CCL. Ended up exiting down in here because I saw this support level. See, we're kind of mixed up in this minutia. And I said, all right, we're mixed up in this minutia. Plus, there's probably going to be a pause on tariffs so that people can negotiate with us. And here you go. Here's another thing. Lululemon got down here. Really strong support level right here. Really strong support level right here. It kind of runs all the way across. Plus the tariff thing. So this is kind of where you can take news. This is another one. You can see, look how strong this support level was. I mean, we were here. Look at this. cut to there, cuts to there, basically there, cuts all in here, consolidation. Here's this, here's a base that you had back in 2022. So you can see we were just kind of stuck there. So these massive support levels that I just showed you, plus what I thought was going to happen, not yesterday, but Friday, here we are. So that's how you can use support levels and kind of experience to go about playing different things. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Let me see some comments from you guys. I was going to exit first thing yesterday on V and I fell asleep. Yeah, you work a weird shift, my friend. It has to be hard. All right. Okay, Ted. All right. Let's go to Teddy. I was going to APP consolidating. So APP was another one. I think I have this on my audience list. Not my audience list, your audience list, Tedmond. All right. So if it was me, I would be getting out of APP right now. Why? Great question. Well, it can be argued that this gap needs to fill, right? But at the same point, here's a support level that you kind of got stuck at, ran up, got stuck at, ran up, got stuck at. So that's 3 times you're stuck at this support level. And I'm saying, well, the likelihood of it breaking through this seems low. Now, I'm not saying it's over because you could 100% break. This gap will fill. It's just a matter of when, right? So if you want to stay in it, stay in it. I mean, you have a big downtrend right here. The big spike already happened. I don't think you're going to get another spike like yesterday. But so now you have this downtrend. It really didn't spike that much. You can still break this level. If you get some selling volume, just pay attention to the volume. Let's see what the volume's doing. You see here. So the volume is mediocre. It's back and forth. So if you get selling volume coming in, you're going to fill that gap. So I don't think the trade's over at all. But we'll see. Keep asking me about that one, Hans. Thoughts on where the market goes from here? I think we stabilize here for a little bit until another big piece of news comes out. That big piece of news could come right now. We don't know. I don't think the news with China, I think people are putting way more emphasis. I personally think people are putting more emphasis, giving China more credit than they deserve. I think yesterday it was shown that they are not a friend to the world. They're not willing to negotiate. And frankly, I don't think they're as powerful as people give them credit for. You see all of these major companies without hesitation moving plants to India, Vietnam, Indonesia without hesitation. The United States, which I don't think is the greatest move in the world, but China, just because something has been doesn't mean that it has to be. Just because everybody's been producing in China and it's cheap doesn't mean it's the only place to be and it's the right place to be. So I think there's still going to be uncertainty in this market, but I think people are giving China way too much credit for what they are. And frankly, they're a communist nation. They're a bunch of Chi-coms. Listen, no matter which way you spin it, they're freaking communists. So who wants to work with a communist nation? When it boils down to it. All right. I DCA'd into my value plays right before everything went to the moon. Attaboy. I've decided listening to Bloomberg while trading because the wave yesterday was too much. Okay. I got out of APP when I saw how strong the support was. Fantastic job. I think this is really strong support right here. Really strong, especially because it bounced on it a couple of times. It bounced on it here. It kind of bounced on it here, and it bounced on it here. The gap will fill. It's just a matter of when. Good job, First Amendment. Great job. My view on is it 3M, if I remember correctly? Yeah, holy mackerel. Goodness, this is a bad chart. All right, hold on. So 3M, My opinion right now is that you're not going to get below this level. And if Ted barks, I apologize. You're not going to get below this level unless you get a ton of selling volume over here. With earnings coming up, I wouldn't do anything, but you need to have a lot and multiple days of selling volume to break through this level, because I know a lot of you want to fill this gap right here. That's not going to happen, even though the trend is looking good, unless you have a ton of selling volume pushing into the stock. Now, earnings are when? 22nd. So you get 12 days until earnings, not 12 market days, 12 days. So yeah. Hey, Tedman, do you want to come up here? Want to come in your bed? Jets, I looked at already. Let me go to Amgen. I mean, I haven't heard Amgen's name in a while. That is an ugly, ugly chart. Good God. I would find a better stock to trade. And Yum. Yum is the best of the three you sent me. Still don't love it. I still think there's better options out there. The only difference between manufacturing in one country and versus another will be the regulations and the electricity costs. Yeah. I mean, guys, think about it this way. We think about how it's difficult to move a plant. Sure, it's difficult, but think about how many plants just in the United States, don't even think about the rest of the world, just in the United States moved from California to Texas. Think about it. Tesla moved their freaking factory from California to Texas. I think Oracle or one of those, whatever those companies, massive companies move production from California to Texas. Now you might say, well, a lot of it was office buildings and stuff. Yeah, but they did it at the drop of a hat and it was super easy for them to do. So I don't think that it's going to be as challenging as people are thinking. Remember, I'm being realistic when I say this. You're moving to countries like Vietnam, where the workforce is just totally different, and you can construct something very quickly there versus building a plant in the United States. Look at the disaster that's happening in Columbus with Intel building their plant. It's a freaking disaster because you have to deal with these damn unions, and you have to deal with high prices, and you have to deal with these stupid regulations from the government and all this nonsense and BS. You don't have that when it comes in Vietnam, Indonesia, et cetera. There's no unions. There's no stupid regulations. They work damn near 24/7. It's a different story. You can't think about you're building a plant in the United States and it's going to be super difficult because the laws are not the same there, or they don't have laws. It's lawless. Let Teddy talk. Dogs are better than humans. 100%. I wish this little guy could talk. SPXS. So I'm assuming this is an inverse to SPXL. Because you said, so this is a bear. Mo, that's not fair. It's Intel. I think that I know it's Intel and I know they're terrible, but I don't think that any major producer, I think Apple would struggle to put it that way. It wouldn't struggle as much because they have some competence going on upstairs, but it would still be a struggle. What am I looking at here? I wouldn't be, so you can't be, if you're going to do anything like this, you need to day trade it. A 3-time levered ETF, you need to day trade. You cannot be in this thing long term. You just can't. Let's see. Where's your question? Where the hell did your questions go? Oh, there they are. All right. Baba, Mo, Intel, short weekly. I know Mo. Is Mo the smoking company? Altria, yeah. Mo, is there a general assumption on how much a trader can make on average annualized? I mean, Honored Chimp, if you probably look back at my 20 years, I'm probably sitting somewhere at 30% per year if I had to guess. It's probably 30 to 33% per year. You can make a lot of money in trading. If you know how to manage your downside, you've seen the runs that I've gotten, guys, and it's not due to volatility. It was easier to trade back in the day than it is today. but you see the numbers that are coming out. So when you see out there on a video that says like I made $34,000 or whatever, that's 34% because my lots are 100K. So you can make a lot of money doing this. And of course, if you annualize it and run it out over 20 years, some years you're going to do, I mean, there were some years back in the 2014s and 15s where I was doing like 200% some years. It was crazy because it was so freaking easy because trends they just stayed. There was no volatility. It was awesome. Obama was quantitative easing like crazy. He was quantitative easing more than anybody I've ever seen outside of COVID. And it was great for the market. It was a scam, but it was great. Trends didn't change. Anytime there was a problem, dump money into the market, boom, there you go. So you could make a lot of money back then. Altria Group is stuck here. Yeah, shorting Zim, it was like 70%. And I was in AMD at the exact same time. Back during one of those big Zim trades, but the biggest Zim trade, it was like 70 or 80%, Hans. Yeah. But the AMD trade was also absolutely massive. That was in like 2022 or something like that. I showed that example several times, but that's just one trade. Well, it was two trades, but here's your big support level. So I don't think I would do anything until you break the support level on Altria. You can get down to probably 51. You're going to get tied up at 53 because of all that. I think there's better options out there right now. Alibaba, let's see. I don't like to trade China. No problem, Honored Chimp. You can do this too, bud. I'm telling you can do this too. I don't. And plus, and by the way, I don't think 30% is really good. Don't get me wrong, but I would guess I'm in the lower kind of returns level than a lot of traders. There's a lot of traders that take a lot more risk than I do, and they do a lot more day trading, and you can make a lot more money annualized, and more power to them. I just don't want to. So, but I do. There's so much money that can be made in trading. So much. It's unfortunate that it gets such a bad rap because people just think it's just wherever the price goes. So Alibaba's at a strong support level. Also, you can see right in here and right in here. That's kind of stopping it right there. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm not a big China guy. Spotify. Send over other stocks or questions you guys have. Spotify, same thing. You're not going to go below here. You're not going to go right below here. Returns tapered off once you were trading a huge amount of money. Yeah, that's what happens. But you can also just deploy more capital, I guess, get more aggressive. But I'm happy with it. I'm happy with where we're at. I don't think I need to risk what I have to get what I don't need. You know what I mean? That's why I just stay the course. It's going to do well. It's going to do well. Why try to change that? Just stay the course. You know what I'm saying? All right. All right. What other questions do you guys have right now? So let's go and look at some other ones here. Let's look at Visa. So I don't remember if I said this, Steve, but did I say that Visa was going to spike back up? All the financials were going to spike back up. Yeah, I think I said this on Tuesday. I don't know if you were on the live stream, but all of these financials were down here. And I said, all of these financials are going to spike back to the 100-day moving average. Financials love the 100-day moving average. I think I was talking about the banks at that point. I was talking about XLF, Bank of America, JP Morgan, American Express, Visa, MasterCard. And I said all of these are going to spike back up to the 100-day moving average because financials love the 100-day moving average. Adobe. ADBE, right? Okay. All right. Can you check Adobe? Okay. Well, Adobe. So Adobe's at a super strong support level. They report earnings in June, so you don't have to worry about that. You're probably not going to go lower on Adobe, honestly. If you do, you're going to come down to the COVID, or it was COVID here. Yeah, you're going to come down here, and then it's going to bounce. So your low, you can basically say that your low is going to be 280. All right. I did say that about the banks. I was trusting the trend more than you, I think. Yeah. When we get into these volatile times, I start going back to the basics of saying, all right, what do banks love? Basically, what do banks love? What do commodities love? Which moving average do commodities love? When it comes to negotiations, what's Trump going to do? If you've read the book, The Art of the Deal, you know what he's going to do. He's going to put people into a corner and just play them like a fiddle. And if you haven't read The Art of the Deal, go and read The Art of the Deal, or just actually, you know what? Just go to ChatGPT if you want and say, summarize The Art of the Deal. It's going to probably give you 5 or 6 bullet points, and you're going to look at it and go, oh yeah, that's really what happened over the last 30 days. I mean, and don't forget this. During Trump's first term, what did he do every single day? He came out and said, the stock market's this, stock market's at a new high, record number for stock. Trump loves the stock market. Don't fall for Trump is willing to let the stock market go. He's willing to let it go to a certain point, but he's going to pull it back up. He also needs to win the midterm elections. So you got to kind of put all these things together and say, all right, what's going to happen here? Should I get into an Apple or a Visa short? Something like that, because the trend is telling me that. I'd rather sit on my hands and do nothing, personally. It doesn't seem like anything is good right now, just a good time to sit on the hands. That's what I would do, man. Corey, unless you're going to come out here and do some day trading, I would personally sit on my hands. Yeah, I would not do anything long-term right now, because I don't know which way is up and which way is down. Something come out. We got that fake news article the other day. The stock market went up like 4% based on he was going to pause China for 90 days. Next thing you know, the White House comes out and says that's not a true story. Market plummets back down. You just don't know. You just don't know. I think this is a sitting on your hands moment. And I'm okay sitting on my hands because I just made money on these 4. So I'm good. I think I got way more than I deserved out of these 4 trades. And yeah, that's that. All right. Do you ever use much leverage? Nope. Never used a penny of leverage ever. I don't use leverage. Well, are we talking real estate? We're just talking about trading. Specifically when it comes to trading and long-term investing, I never use leverage. Ever. Rallo, what do you think about ARM? I'm assuming that's what your question is. ARM. ARM Holdings. Nah, this is ugly, man. Where does this go back to? September of 23. No, I wouldn't do anything here. Yeah, I wouldn't do anything with this. All right. Who's next? What other questions do you guys have right now? Keep sending them over. I appreciate you guys sending these. They're great. You guys are sending some really good questions. And I think a lot of you are really starting to get it. You're really starting to get it, because these questions about saying, do you sit on your hands right now? Like Steve saying, it's not really a question. I trusted the trend more than you do. And then I gave you an answer of how I balance. These are really good questions that you guys are asking, good comments you guys are making of where you think or how you think of markets. So this is an interesting time. And I'll tell you what, if you guys could trade now, you can trade anytime. Abercrombie and Fitch long eventually. A lot of these clothing brands have been beaten down. Yeah, let me look at Nike first. Oh, snap. Nike, okay. And what was the other one? Abercrombie, ANF. How much confidence can we put in long-term trends? Loaded question. During times of volatility like this, extreme volatility. Guys, I'm talking arguments about trade and tariff. This is Trump volatility. This is Trump volatility. Not a lot. Now, just normal volatility, I would put a lot of trust in trends. But when you have whipsaws where the market's swinging 9% in a day, you can't do anything with that. Abercrombie, I don't mind a tracker share on Abercrombie to go long. I don't mind that at all. It's just going to take time. There's no support in here. So this thing can absolutely go lower, but I do think this is a dog stock, so we can let this swing into the sweet spot. How did I golf the other day? I played yesterday. I shot an 80. I shot an 83, and frankly, I should have shot it probably a 78, 77, 78. I didn't play well for the most part. Zim, I wouldn't do anything with Zim. I would just let Zim keep going. I mean, what was Zim up yesterday afternoon? It was up 15% yesterday. I can't do it. I couldn't do Zim. It's too volatile for me. I like having confidence in when I trade Zim because it's such a crazy stock. That's my personal opinion. All right. What else you guys got? Any other questions? Any other questions right now? Yeah. All right. And great news for those of you that are in the Patreon. I finally get notifications. So tag me when you send me a message in Patreon. I can finally get a freaking notification where I can get back to you fast. That's awesome. I'm so happy. I never thought I'd be happy about getting notifications. If you're not in the community, join it. Great place to be. I think it's like $35 a month right now. I think it's that, but you're going to make money. So you're going to make money. It's utter madness. It sure is utter madness, man. It sure is utter madness. Oh boy. What a time we live in. How do you use tag? Oh, I don't know, Steve. I have no idea. I have no idea. Steve, so you've been messaging me, and I'm getting I'm getting your notifications. So I don't know. I have no idea. All right, guys. You guys have a great rest of your day. If there are no more questions, and stay patient out there. Don't do something if you're not confident in making a trade, don't make the trade. It's very, very simple. If you're not confident in making the trade, don't make the trade. I say this all the time, and it's kind of cliche, but some of the best trades are the trades that you don't make. Some of the best trades are the trades that you don't make when you just sit on your hands. It's going to be absolutely fine. Don't worry. Don't panic. If you have to sit and wait and not trade for a week, 2 weeks, whatever it is, don't worry. You're going to be doing this the rest of your life. Think about if you're a 40-year-old person. You could be doing this for another 30 or 40 years. It's going to be okay that you don't trade for 2 weeks. Okay? It's going to be okay. Everybody stay calm out there.